Give me 1 second. What's going down? Okay, Bear Truth is in the building. Hopefully, today I started getting over on Instagram. You could probably tell in my voice, man, like I'm tired. For real, for real. What's happening with everybody? I didn't get a chance to go live like last week. Y'all know where I was at. Man, LA. I love that place. Place was dope. But I gotta tell you, man, it ain't nothing like sleeping in your own bed and doing your own thing, you know what I mean? So as cool as it was, sometimes it's also cool though, just to, you know what I mean, just be at the crib, man, and just, get you some rest, get you some really good rest. And I'll talk about all that, you know what I mean? If anybody seen me post this weekend, it was a big thing going down at Urban Reserve. Uh S- Coach Stormy was in on deck. She was at the Urban Reserve, and if anybody is familiar with uh, the cleanse, she's got the watermelon cleanse. It's candy cleanse. You know, most of the popular flavors are watermelon and tropical, and so that's what was live on my page like yesterday. You dig what I'm saying? She came to the Urban Reserve. She was brung down by Londa, I'm not for sure of her crew, but her and her husband, you know what I mean, they set up that whole thing. And it was a beautiful thing though. You know, they had a lot of products that you could buy. Um, and the whole point of it is sort of like, remember the pyramid thing that's back in the days, you recruit so many people. They got like a lot of challenges for weight loss. And it's a good thing, man, for people to get involved with, if that's your thing, you into the weight losing and the product. A lot of people were saying how they lost. I know Vonda said she lost like 150 pounds. She said like a whole nother person. You dig what I'm saying? And so it was kind of dope to see her do that thing and bring them through there. Listen, let me tell you something. It wasn't a lot of men in the building, right? So you figure it was like about, let me see somebody saying, "What's up, Overstreet? How you feeling, big dog? What up, cuz?" She says, "Dude, I was just at your house dropping off your mom meals." Oh man, I was asleep. I just woke up. I got to go to work at 10, so I had to lay it down. But Londa, uh, Lavonda had the candies coach Stormy on deck yesterday, and it wasn't nothing probably but like you can count the fellas that was in attendance. It was probably like about 6, 7, maybe 10 at the most. I can't even say it was 10. But man, there was some beautiful ladies in that place. And they was hyped. They was on 10. A lot of them is making some money off this candy cleanse. They doing their thing. Shout out to my cousin Joy. She was in the building. She took first place in the weight loss situation thing that they was doing with the candy cleanse. And so it was kind of dope to see her do that, to see how the whole thing is going down. Kenya was there; she's a part of it. But Lavonda, she did her thing. You know, Lavonda that does the makeup. I think her last name is Harrell. That's her husband's last name. But yeah, so she put that on. You know what I mean? And she called me out to DJ. So I got to tell you, yesterday was one of them days, man. I cannot make this up. I did not go to sleep until like Sunday morning. And so I had been up since Friday night at 8 because I had to work at 10. So I went to work at Hans, worked 8, got off. First haircut was at 7 o'clock in the morning, cut hair, went and DJ'd, came back and cut hair some more. And so why am I telling you this? Because, a lot of people see me post like last weekend and stuff like that. And thanks for the birthday shout outs, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. Uh, I'll talk about that a little bit here in a minute. I got a few different things. I just want to kind of, keep them in order and keep them lined up. But a lot of people was like, man, Bear, that was good. It was cool to see you get out there and do something. You know what I mean? And we proud of you. Oh man, it's hard work, bro. Not to travel, not to have fun. That's not hard work, but uh, I come from that era of the '90s where we was like D boys, like we used to sell dope, and now it messes you. It's a whole different thing. It doesn't mess you up. It's a blessing to get up and go to work, to establish your credit, and to get out and to go do some things. What's up? I just seen you calling me, man. I just woke up, my dude, and I had to do the podcast, so I ain't dodging you, Andre. Are you in town, bro? We got a link. Any which way it goes. When I'm on my way to work, I will hit you back. But yeah, I just woke up, so I'm trying to scramble. I ain't all the way together up here yet either, because I be taking them sleeping pills. So when I wake up, stuff be shaking. You know what I mean? But okay, back to what I was trying to say. When you a D boy and you selling dope, you just go places and you cop. You dig what I'm saying? You go somewhere, you like shoes. It is what it is. It's not an expense. You dig what I'm saying? So everything. Oh, last week I was in LA. So, but yeah, I'm back. Just come and get them clothes, little mama. I got a big box of clothes that I'm trying to give you. Hold on, y'all. I'm speaking to them that's in my chats, and I'm trying to tell a story at the same time. So I'm mixing it up. Back to the main thing. People was telling me, I'm proud of you, man. I see you doing your thing. You touched down. Nubia said some really dope stuff. She was saying, being locked up 15 years in a box, then touch down and take off like a rocket. Number one, that's God's grace. It ain't nothing that I'm doing. You can have the drive. You have to be obedient and you have to be disciplined. But that's God that opened up doors and put you in positions to do things that you can't imagine. So when I was in a joint for the 15 years, I had dreams of what I was going to do when I touched down. And when I touched down, I just kept my word to myself. And so that's what you got to do. You got to keep your word to yourself. But I shout out to my daughter Nubia because that was dope. She said some really cool stuff that touched my heart. But um, did you hear what I said though? I went to work Friday night. I woke up Friday night at 7:48. I had to do some errands for my mom before I go to work. I went to work at 10, worked 8 hours, got off there at 6:30. It was like 6 something in the morning. I leave a little bit before 6:30. First haircut was at 7. Came here, cut about 6 heads, left from here, went over to Rock Island and I DJ'd, came back and cut like 4 more heads. And you dig what I'm saying? And that's all in a day before I even went to sleep. So um I be tired, and that's the new hustle. That's the new grind. So how do you balance it out? What I'm saying with the dope boy, that being a D boy, you grind all night, you be tired and you hustling, but you taking penitentiary chances. Not only that, but you're tearing up the community. Not only that, but you don't really respect, the money. Man, when you when you work for your money, you respect that. Hold on, real quick. Turn up for Christ and burn up for life. Because I got to give him credit for everything. Because when you go to work and you punch that clock for that bread, it's you balance. You dig what I'm saying? You budget, you balance, and you make sure everything counts. And so I was blessed to do something kind of cool for my birthday. And I ain't gonna say kind of cool. It was dope, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. But did anybody know that it was Women's History Month? Oh, that's dope. And I got to tell you something. So I was talking to my cousin's wife, and she was saying it's Women's History Month. I was telling her how each month if there's awareness for something serious, I'll try to bring awareness on the podcast. And so she was like, "It's Women's History Month," and I'm thinking to myself, like, how is that women get a whole month to themselves? I've never heard that women had a History Month. She went in. She was just like, well, if you look in all the history books, men did this and men did that. Men is always getting credit and props for what they've done throughout school, throughout. You dig what I'm saying? By the time she got done talking, I was like, okay, you're right. Happy History Month to women, to all women. And it ain't just to black women, it's to all women. So last month was Black History Month. This month is Women's History Month. And so I got a little poem that I picked up off the thing, and then ladies, what we're gonna do, I'm gonna try to do some little inspiring stuff, and tell you some stuff that I mean not black women, yeah, black. I got a page for black women, and I got some stuff that just women created that I did not know that is really dope, and you probably should do that. So if you see somebody, somebody that's in your family, your mama, your auntie, your grandmama, your sister, somebody that's out there grinding hard, tell them happy Women's History Month. You know what I mean? Yeah. What's up, Kenya? Happy History Month, Women's History Month to you, grinding. She's an entrepreneur. She was in the building last night for the Candies cleanse. I think it's on her page right now. But yeah, I'm here. But yeah, that was dope. I wish more guys would have showed up though too. Not just because it was like a lot of beautiful women in there. You dig what I'm saying? And so, but I just wish that it would have been more balanced out. So I could have had people to talk to, and we're gonna talk a little bit more about the Candies cleanse. I came front. I took the stuff, and it wasn't at the right time. You dig what I'm saying? It wasn't at the right time, and so I was walking around at work having to use the bathroom. You know what I mean? And that ain't what I want to be doing when I'm at work working on the floor. Because when you drink the candy cleanse, in like 4 to 8 hours, they say it'll start cleaning you out. You know what I mean? It really will start cleaning you out. So if you having problems pooping and you take Docalax or you taking any type of medicine that's gonna help you poop, go get you some of this candy cleanse. It tastes just like juice. It's watermelon and it's tropical. I didn't taste my tropical flavor last night, but the watermelon flavor was fire. But then I paid for it. She said 6 to 8 hours. Okay. So I'm gonna let y'all check out this poem. We'll break down this poem, and then I'll tell you some dope stuff that women created. Hopefully this is the poem. Let me see. That's not the poem.
You come over from a dark place, arose from the ashes like grace with wings of victory from the Most High, and they wonder how you stay so fly. They wonder how men hit against your destiny, yet no hitmen could penetrate the armor of your integrity. Because you stayed true, bulletproof through all the spiritual attacks. The Almighty stay having your back. That's that God clap back over you. You got armies of angels riding. What can a man do? You've been through trials that would have took many out, and that ain't clout. It ain't bragging when it's facts. They should have thought to retract. They should have thought to retreat. They should have backed down from hate. Your wins stay on repeat. You got spiritual trophies hanging in heavens from devils that tried it, made it through hell and came out ignited. Cut out the fakes, shape shifted from who takes to those who raise the stakes. Because although broken and damaged, you transformed to beautifully managed. Now a masterpiece to finally learn to master your peace from a past that was tragic. Now your impact is empathic, speaking seeds to wounds, birth the magic. A midwife of dreams. But ain't nothing mid about how you speak life in dead scenes. You got visions large enough for big screens. Your trials were just training day. You got cases against all the traumas that stand in your way. As you come from a dark place, but they didn't know you would reach the other side of grace.
Hey yo, that was dope. It didn't have too much of a visual. It probably would have been cool if it was a lady who was kind of giving the poem and you could have like seen her face while she said the words because you had to just sit there and listen to it. But man, she had so many dope things that she said that I couldn't even jot them all down. But one of the things she's talked about, she said you got spiritual trophies that are in heaven from demons and devils that tried to get at you and tried to break you down. Um, People have hit up against men have hit up against your destiny, but hitman couldn't, something like they couldn't tarnish or do something. It was just like she snapped. And so let me just say this: if you're a woman and you were like in a dark place and you done been through some trials, one of the things she said, your trials was training day. You got visions big enough for the big screen. um I've met some ladies that's been broken, and I hate that. I hate it with a passion because as a man, you know what I mean, when you meet somebody, we did a couple of dating topics where we were saying you shouldn't date until you healed, until you healthy, I think it's true. But at the end of the day, ladies, you got to make sure with all of the stuff, with all of the weight that's on y'all shoulders, y'all got to make sure that y'all take out time to take care of yourself physically, because that physical is going to put your mind in a better state. Then you got to make sure that you're taking care of your mind. When it comes to like physical, like let me get back to my chats, and like when it comes time to uh mental health, depression, anxiety, dealing with different things, you got to make sure that you get that because I've met a lot of ladies, where men have beat them down, like verbally. Remember, we had Watina on here doing Women's Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and her relationship wasn't physical. Hers was more verbal, where a person was beating her down verbally or just mentally making her feel like she wasn't worthy or she wasn't enough or that she was something that she wasn't. And when you listen to that poem, recheck the podcast, go back, man, and listen to it. She said a lot of stuff. And it's a lot. And the reason why I like the poem so much because I've seen people in a state of mind like that. I'm gonna give you this one example. And I don't know if the person is watching or not. This is not a shot. This is not a shot. I just want to tell you what was a turnoff for me on a mentality. You dig what I'm saying? On a mentality that was a turnoff for me. And I want you to think about this visual that I'm about to give you. Me and this person was hanging out one day, and I was running some errands and stuff like that. And so, boom, we decided to pull up to Checkers to grab something to eat. We was in the Checkers drive-through, and I'm asking her, like, what you trying to do, you know? And she was looking at the menu, and she looked at some stuff that she had been talking about, that she said she had seen, like, I don't know, advertisements for it and stuff like that. We're like, well, grab that one. They got it. And she said, no, that's too expensive. And I didn't say nothing. I did say, ain't nothing on this menu expensive, because I don't know, they might have been doing like a burger with sourdough, and the burger might have been like $14 or $12, you dig, with the fries. It might have been something like that. But when she said that, man, it messed my whole mentality up. It made it, without her even knowing, it put my whole attitude in a funk, because it was just like, are you serious? You really feel like there's something that's on the Checkers menu that's expensive? And see, with me, if we riding together, and I'm a gentleman. If I take you somewhere and I'm feeding you, best believe I'm not putting no cap on what we trying to do. If I feel like it's too much, we just ain't going in there. You dig what I'm saying? I ain't saying it like I just ball out of control or nothing like that. But God is blessing me to where I do pretty decent. I got a job. You dig what I'm saying? I turn the clippers on. I got a career. Then at the end of the day, I uh I DJ, I do public speaking gigs and all types of stuff like that. But if we go somewhere and we supposed to eat and we supposed to drink or whatever it is. I don't drink, but if you there and you drinking, drink. If you hanging out with me, I'm definitely gonna be a gentleman, and I'm gonna try to do that, because I feel like that's my purpose as a man, to even be hanging out, to be privileged for you to be in my presence. I feel like it's a privilege for you to be in my presence. You hanging out with Bear, Ma. So come on, do this. And if we decide that we're gonna eat at Checkers, it ain't nothing on that menu at Checkers that's expensive anyway. I don't care who it is. I don't care if I was feeding a homeless person. Boy, if you order off that thing, you better get what you're gonna get, and let's go. You know what I mean? And that's how that's gonna go. But when she did that, she's a very sweet person, very cool person. Like I said, this is not a shot, but it messed me up on the inside. And so why am I telling y'all that? It's Happy Women's History Month, and that poem right there was dedicated to talk about like women and all the stuff that y'all go through. You know what I mean? Y'all take a lot. Y'all go through a lot, and keep it honest. Some of the stuff you could probably be placing on yourself. You dig what I'm saying? You put that on a scale, and some of y'all going through some things because you allow yourself to go through some things. Some of y'all going through some things because you ran into a dirtbag. You had a dirtbag relationship, and he might have broke you. Sometimes life just throws you a curveball. And so you just don't know. But during this month, if this is the month to lift you up, Bare Truth is lifting you up, and I thought that that was cool. She said, many hitmen has hit up against your destiny. That was deep. So that's just like a hitman, a person that's hired, which Satan can release demons into your life. He can release demons into your life, and he can he can make you, well, he can release things. And I'm gonna tell you about that though too. Not get into a Bible study. Be careful what you say out your mouth. Because like she was just saying, okay, the stuff on the Checkers menu was too that's too much. And I think she was probably trying to spare me, because I've talked to her and heard her been at restaurants that's super expensive. Now she might have even complained about that menu, that the food wasn't good. But I'm just saying, the point, the moral of the story is, and the point is this: don't speak negativity into your life. Don't speak them negative words out. Don't ever say nothing that Checkers is too expensive. Don't say that, because the devil will release a demon in your life to make you feel like that. He will release poverty on you. He'll keep you in a poverty state. Every time you turn around, a bill will be due or something else will be going. I live with this mindset right here. Here's my mindset, and I'm giving it to you. You love God. You believe God created this earth. You believe that you're a child of God. But guess what? I got access to all of this. How many people live with their parents and live in their parents' house, and they can't? Oh, I can't go get a steak because my parents don't eat the steak. I got to eat bologna. Hell no. Anything in my mom refrigerator I can eat. And it's always been like that. If anything in my house and my kids is there, you can eat anything in my house. That's how that shit go. Excuse my language. That's how it's go. And this is my father's planet. You dig what I'm saying? I can have anything and everything that's on this planet, and I'm going for it too. I pray about it. I talk to him just like that. Like I want access to that. I'm sorry if that might offended somebody. Don't be offended. I just wanted to use that example because it was a true example that kind of put me out of whack. That made me feel like, oh man, don't think like that, and don't bring that type of negativity into your life, because I'm definitely not going to have it in my life. I don't want to be around it. I don't like it because the devil is very busy, and he don't want to see you win, especially when you giving God the glory. So anytime I do something nice, anytime something, you see me somewhere and you think like, dang, Bear, you shining, I'm proud of you, you doing good, you just got out of prison, look how you bouncing back. That's him. He gonna get first place he gonna get the glory for any and everything I do. So as long as he just keeps showing out in my life, y'all just gonna see it, because we living in a world now where we post everything on social media. So I just wanted to show you like, hey, look at what's happening. So check this out. This is what I did not know. This that's, I think that's the black lady. Hold on, I'm not for sure. But yeah, that was one of the black ladies. But listen, I did not know that a woman created beer. Did anybody know that a woman created beer? So all the big beer drinkers that's always in the bars and stuff, you rarely see a woman who really drinks beer. But man, I'm telling you, I used to be a big beer drinker. Like back when I was drinking, when I wake up in the morning, I had to have my ice house. You know what I mean? That's what I was on, and I had to have it. Did not know that a woman created the beer. Now, I had it's something different because some of these I wanted to tell you, and I wanted to separate from our people. So maybe I got two pages that's uh that's kind of connected, and it don't look like it. Maybe I do, maybe I don't, because I want to separate these from what black people had created. And well, we all know that Madam C.J. Walker was the first person that invented the perm. There was a lady that was down with her. Her name was Marjorie Stewart Joyner, and she created like the wave press. So when you see people doing like the electric waves or things like that, and she said that Madam C.J. Walker got credit for that. That was her. Um, did not know that it was a black lady named Patricia Beth that created the laser thing for cataracts. So I actually took a friend to go get the laser thing done for cataracts, where they put her up under this machine and they go around her eyes and they peel this lid off, and it helped her see. As soon as she like recovered from it, back started getting her vision back, 2020 vision. So like those electric chairs, or the chairs that's inside the airport, I mean on an airplane, where they got the signals on them and tell people what they do. A black lady created that. A black lady named Maria Van Brown, she's responsible for the home security. She was the first person, that thought about doing that, with having the P codes, where the security system can let you know what's going on, how you can hear people's voices, and all the way down that came that. So she's got a patent for that. And I'm like, dang, and it might not be important to you, but that's a big deal. You know what I mean? When you start seeing people, uh, like women, like balling and doing big things, like and not only that, listen to this. This was a thing called a dough kneader, right? Listen, if anybody, I know some people that used to work at Pillsbury or whatever, but if you ever seen any type of baking companies that bake cookies, that bake bread, that do anything, they got this thing called a dough kneader, right? And so I've seen it in action, where it takes us the flours and all the ingredients, and it needs it like threads the bread, like, so it's rolling it, getting it ready so that it can pump it out, so it make the cookies, muffins, bread, whatever, etc. Okay, a lady back in 1884, she I should have got her name down. I didn't get it. But listen, she couldn't read or write. She couldn't read or write, but she was the first person who came up with a machine that showed you how to knead bread. And they said that she was the first person that ever had an invention patent. The first person to even take something and even have it patent from black people, a black woman, have it patent. And when they went back to check it out to see who she was, she just signed X on it because she didn't know how to read or write. She couldn't even spell, but she was black. You dig what I'm saying? And so I gotta tell you, I'm I'm inspired by it, and I ain't even a woman. I'm just like, her name is Judy Reed, but she couldn't read or write, so she signed X, you know. And so you got a woman, she created the hairbrush, you know what I mean? Uh Well, and then not only that, she created the things that used to dry out the clothes. You know, when they used to push the clothes through the little washer and stuff like that. So I'm looking up all of this stuff for Women's History Month, and the reason why I'm telling you this is because don't all the inventors didn't just stop like back then. So it's still more stuff that need to be invented. And there's people out here that's got creative minds that's doing things and stuff like that. And man, y'all scared to step off the porch. Y'all scared to step off the porch and you scared to take a little bit of money and do anything. But you'll get fresh, you'll go out of town, you'll hit the club, you'll do social media, you'll do it to death on there. But at the end of the day, you really dope in something that God has given you a gift for and you just ain't using it. So why is Women's History Month? Um, Study some stuff, man, and be inspired. I'll probably look up some more stuff. You dig what I'm saying? What you laughing at, Waniac? You dig what I'm saying? Waniac, he's like, gotta get her name. I got her name. Her name is Judy Reed, my dude. Uh, that's my man, S. Peasy. Her name is Judy Reed. But you know, you saying I got to get her name. Shit, she signed an X. They couldn't even get her name. You think she put down an X on the thing for her patent because she didn't know how to read or write? How real is that? You know what I mean? Not to switch lanes to dude because it's Women History Month. We're gonna highlight the women. But when I found out about R. Kelly, that R. Kelly cannot read or write music, only thing he can do is hear and just play. Ah, that dude is a genius, a freaking genius. Play every instrument on a song, just like Prince was. He could play the pianos, he could do the guitar, whatever that's going on a song. R. Kelly can play it, and he can write it or he can sing it out, but he just can't read or write. They said that they couldn't even put him on the Grammys to give an award because he couldn't read the teleprompter. Now, switch it back to the ladies. Listen to this lady, Judy Reed, couldn't read or write. And now there's companies, Pillsbury. How many companies out here that's making money off of that dough kneader, that thing that be spinning and it going all types of way and turning the dough up and y'all making cookies. Y'all out here getting bread, y'all getting cake. And they said drumline. Like, man, they out here getting bread off this lady. And this is 1884. And this lady don't even know how to sign her name. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let me see something. Wayne, I just dropped a gem on you. He says, I keep saying all you have to do is open your eyes and ears, and the world will show you everything. Ain't that the truth, B? The world is out here and it's so big, you know, it's so big that ladies, y'all got to remember that. And I'm gonna write a note. I'm gonna touch on that again when we start talking about the world. I'm gonna tell you about me being where I was at, being expired. I gotta go because I got a lot to talk about. All right, I'm gonna give you a few quotes, and these are for some pretty dope people. They was pretty inspired, and then we're gonna leave it at that. Here's this one quote. It says, "I believe that it's the bag up. I believe it's the time that women truly own their superpowers and use their beauty and strength to change the world around them." Now, when I first heard that little statement, that's a quote, and I'll tell you who said it in a minute. It was just like, I believe that it's women's turn to truly own their superpowers, owning a superpower, saying that you got something special about you that you got, and use your beauty and your strength to change the world. Now, I don't want to get too far off the subject, and I don't want to, again, I don't want to send no shot at nobody, but you know, y'all beautiful and y'all got a strength, and she calls it like your superpowers, and she says change the world. A lot of times when you just see like ladies that's on social media, everybody want to twerk, show their booty, they want to show how sexy they are. You got you got your little ladies that's the only fans, they doing their little pics, and I don't knock nobody hustle. That's between you and the Lord, and that's between you and if you happy about it. But she said change the world, you know. And this, I'm gonna tell you, this is the one little chick that danced. I forget her name. I didn't even write her name down. You know, she danced like Prince, and she's super cool. She plays the guitar, but she when she said that, and I read it, I just got to thinking about like the kind of world that we living in, like right now, like um y'all bosses. Because Shorty that came in there like last night, the one that was over at the Urban Reserve, Coach Stormy, and I ain't for sure if her last name might be Washington. Man, y'all gotta forgive me. I'm halfway asleep. I wrote my notes down, then I woke up. I went to bed. But listen, she was fly in that thing, and she's a multi-millionaire. Now she used to be a stripper, but now she's a multi-millionaire. It's not her, Shay. It's the one that's before her, the one that be dancing all the time. I'm gonna look it up over here, and I got my YouTube thing going on, but I'm gonna find her. She's super dope though. powerful quotes by black women. But and she had like she did like some Michael Jackson videos for she did something like a Michael Jackson like video for her for one of her albums. Let me say powerful quotes by black women. It'll tell me here in a minute. But like, listen, and so uh Stormy, she coming that thing, she flies ever. You should have seen the boots that she had. All right, I got her pulled up right now. What's her name? Janelle Monet. Okay, it's Janelle Monet. Yep, it's Janelle Monet. You remember her? I ain't seen nothing from her in a minute. You dig what I'm saying? She says, I believe it's time that women truly own their superpowers and use their beauty and strength to change the world around them. Now, when she said that, just think of how social media is being used today and what women is using social media to do. There's some people that's using it for power. You're using your strength and your beauty. You dig what I'm saying? By the way, you do post some dope pics. You dig, and you ain't gotta show everything. And I don't mind, people showing whatever you want to show. It's your page. Y'all can do whatever you want to do. It's your life. You dig? Not mine. Turn up for Christ and burn up for life. For real, because that's what it's gonna boil down to. You dig? When it's that time when you come from over here on this side, you're gonna have to holler at him, and he gonna ask you, "Did you turn up for Christ?" And if not, you're gonna burn up for life. Nah, I'm just playing. I'm just listen. That's a joke. I don't know what's gonna happen when you get on the other side. I know what the Bible says. I don't know what's gonna happen when you get on the other side. What I'm trying to say is, use your beauty and your strength and your superpowers to change the world. Do not be stagnant. It's Women's History Month. Listen, do something dope. It's a lot of people out here that's got some dope ideas. Y'all got a lot of different things going on, man. Listen, man, I'm supporting y'all. I'm rocking with y'all. Shout out to Londa Sanders. That's my peoples from way back. We went to school together. She's getting ready to drop a book. I'm not going to go into the details because when she do, she going to do the honors and let me put her on the podcast. But she been hollering at my sister. My sister helped her out reading the book. She said my sister couldn't put the book down, that she loved it. And that's what I'm talking about. People that we go to high school with, like Stormy. I walk past one of the little tables. She's got books out. It's a lot of y'all that's got stories, man, that somebody need to hear. You know what I mean? Somebody really need to hear your story, and you got a book. So take that into consideration and run with that. Okay. Here go another person that said this. She says, beauty is when you can appreciate yourself, love yourself. That's when you're really beautiful. She says, beauty is when you can appreciate yourself and love yourself. That's when you're the most beautiful. Okay. And so this friend of mine that I was talking about, the little stuff that happened, um, at the checkers. I mean, we had multiple conversations, and it's been a long time since she's really been around some people that lifted her up and made her feel cool. And it's unfortunate because she's so cool, and her personality is so cool. 100% mother, 100% like beautiful. You know what I'm saying? And you have to take like little quotes like this, and you got to use them. You got to feed them to yourself like every single day. It's when you can appreciate yourself, like even when you missing the mark, like say you ain't got this over here, you just got to start taking them little bitty wins and accepting them as a win. You got to chop them up. You got to start taking the little bitty things that you did in that day. Be like, listen, God, thank you for waking me up. Thank you for getting my kids back and forth to school and me getting them home and me feeding them, that everybody's safe. We living in a world now, man, where it's crazy. You dig what I'm saying? You better be thankful for every little bitty thing that you get. You dig what I'm saying? And make sure it's happening. So accept that, appreciate yourself for that, and love yourself that you know that God woke you up. I mean, if he woke you up, I gotta love myself, because that means that he ain't done with me. That means that he got something for me to do. So therefore, I'm finna get to it. For real, for real. I'm finna get to it. No matter how tired I am, no matter how I went down. I just told you, Friday night, I did not go to sleep until Sunday morning. I stayed up a whole Saturday, and I was getting money. I told somebody they was looking, and listen, I was at the DJ thing and I didn't even get a chair. So I stood up the whole time. So imagine working at craft, standing up inside them rooms, cleaning the room, standing on your feet, cutting hair, you standing on your feet, and then go DJ and you standing on your feet from 2 to 5. I did not sit down not one time. You know, I'm not bragging on that. I'm just telling you. Sometimes you got to find that strength in you, that go get in you. That's that hustle, man. You got to get into grind mode 101. The lady that said, beauty is when you appreciate yourself and love yourself. That's when you're really the most beautiful. That's it. You got to hold on to that gym, and that was Zoe Kravitz. That's Lenny Kravitz and Lisa, whatever her name is. You know, she used to be on the Cosby Show, but that's her and Lenny daughter, and she's pretty dope too. I don't know what she do, but that was a dope quote. And ladies, take that because you beautiful. You know, you beautiful, and you gotta, and can't nobody make you feel beautiful. You know, it's gotta beauty is from the inside. So a lot of people think it's like, oh, I got on Gucci, I got on Armani, or I got on Alexander McQueen shoes with the matching purse, and I got my butt done. I went and got my lips. You know, it's all that. And if that makes you feel beautiful, I'm not knocking you. You know, do what you want to do. That's your life. You know, turn up for Christ, or burn up for life. But I think that was dope. Now listen to this one. It says we need to reshape our perception of how we view ourselves. We have the steps. We have to take the steps as women and take lead. That's Beyonce. She says we need to reshape our perception on how we view ourselves, and we have to take the steps as women to take the lead. And when I read that, I thought it was pretty dope because this is what I thought. I said, you know, um, as a leader, look at her. You know, she will go and do something that nobody has ever heard of, and you know what I mean. It'll be groundbreaking. Did you know when she dropped her little country song? Did you see how crazy the country song went? The country song it shattered records. Now, now people mad at her for making country music. They was like, you know, every time she do something, you know, it's a problem, you know. But if you look at Beyonce and you just think about her life and how she move and do things, you know, she catching a lot of backlash with that P Diddy stuff and about Jay Z about her being grimy in the industry of getting other women careers canceled. I don't know. That's neither here nor there. I don't know, but I think she's talented enough and she's dope enough to stand on her own, and she's definitely a leader because she will do some stuff with videos and music that you know we haven't seen. Her mind is damn near like a Michael Jackson mind. You know, Mike was different. That's why people was falling out at his concerts and stuff. You know, Mike was a bad boy. So when you, it's like when Mike dropped a song and he did a video. It's like you had to tune in to see this video because you didn't know what Mike was gonna do. It's like my uncle used to call him Raggedy Mike. He was like Raggedy Mike, like. But Michael Jackson was dope, man. I'm telling you, every Friday, me and my sister, my cousin Tammy, we had to watch Friday night videos just to watch the video Billie Jean, Beat It, and Thriller. I'm telling you, when Mike came out in the 80s, he was mind blowing. Nobody was cutting videos like that. Nobody was doing choreography like him. Nobody was had dance moves like him. Nobody as did, you know, what Beyonce would do, you know? And so that's a leader. So figure out your lane, figure out who you are and be a leader and you know, take your perception on how you view life, man, and start being a leader, man. You know, I love to see women bosses. I love to see women bossed up in their element, looking good and doing their own thing. For real, for real. All right, that's Beyonce. It says the last one, and then I got to talk about something else about what happened out in L.A. Um, we all as women, you all as women, need to continue to change our gaze from how we are seen to how we see. We are full and beauty, and we are full and beautiful women, and let us live in that. Okay, let me read that to you again. She's talking to women. She says she's a woman. She says we all as women need to continue to change our gaze, saying the way that you look at stuff, from how we are seeing, how people look at you, and then how you see other things. We are full and beautiful women, and let us live in that. So, what is she saying? You know, in a world too, again, about the social media bodies, you know, and what people think is cool, you know. Uh, when I get to what was happening out there, I'll give you another good example. But she says, from how you are being seen to how you see, you know, change your perspective and stuff in your gaze about how people look at you. Number one, you can't care, man. People got the right to think or feel however they want to feel. That's not your problem. You know, the way you think about me or the way you feel about me. I heard somebody had a problem with me wearing the soldier rags. Like, man, this dude is too old to keep wearing them soldier rags like he like a little young thug. It's like, man, mind your business, fam. I am me. I'm bare truth. I'm finna do this when I dress up because when I put on my clothes and I look in the mirror, there's a certain way that I want to portray myself. I'm branding myself, and I've always been hip hop. And like I said, I've been wearing bandanas since I've been breakdancing. You might say, "Oh, you ain't no little shorty no more." It don't matter. I'm still young at heart. I'm still young in the mentality. Just because I turned the 50 ball, I ain't finna. It's some things that I'm not finna do. I'm not finna go hang out with kids and what I mean, drink and smoke with them. And no, we ain't finna do that. But I still have a right to live my life to what makes me happy. And so, women, I think that's you too. Tracy Ellis Ross said that. And Tracy Ellis Ross, she's dope. You know what I mean? Change your gaze at how you see things. Change the way that you think people look at you, and change the way that you look at things too. Stop chasing what they think is cool, even though if this person is happy with it. Like I said, be happy for them. You know what I mean? But then you still got to do you. I don't care what you say, you still got to do you. No matter what they doing, you still got to do you. So take that. Happy Women's History Month. I just wanted to say I love y'all, and I just got to shout y'all out every chance I get. So that's it. That's all I got for that. But I'm about to show y'all this little video, and then we're gonna talk about it. Hold on, real quick. Here is the second one.
However do you want me? Look, it's my money on the
Man talk about pressure, I don't feel pressure. Send a text on the chat line, give out some testers, then back to my leisure. I got bro to the end card, that's my brother, that's my brother, that's my brother.
And there it is, the 50 ball last week, L.A. Bare truth, man. Listen, and when I say thank you, Father, I really, really, really mean that. I thank God every day for letting me see that number. I said the other side of the game is because it's like this. When you turn 50, you know that you done crossed over on the other side of the fence, where when it comes to age and comes to life, you coming into those years where, you know, it's about that time to go to the upper room. For real, for real. It's time for the upper room. Not just yet. I ain't going nowhere until God take me out with his blessings by his will, that I don't go nowhere soon. And so I thank him for like the 50 years. And so when I seen that little commercial with that clip, that was dope because, look, Eminem, Busta Rhymes, it's like so many people. Hold on. That's my man Trez Dog. I mean Transy. He's on the thing. I'm on the podcast live. I'm about to get Transy on the podcast real quick. Hold on.
Newton Correctional Facility in Newton, Iowa. You must
Thank you,
listen
Shay.
to this entire message before entering a selection.
I'm
To
going to put him on
accept
the
this,
podcast for a minute.
to refuse this call, hang up now. To block this call and all future calls, press 9. You may enter a selection now. You may begin speaking now.
What's up, my dude?
What's happening?
Just chilling. What's happening with you?
Okay, I'm chilling, man. Chilling. Everybody said was good.
Yep, I'm on my way to work, man. Tell it, I got to get ready to go hit the clock. Did you get those pictures?
Not yet.
Okay,
Not yet. They probably be in the mail this week.
Yep, I sent them off today. I figured out how to do it. But I got you on the podcast right now. I'm live on the podcast. I got you on the podcast. You want to say something?
Okay. Hello, everybody.
What's up? They hear you. I just talked to Londa today too, man. Real quick, we got to do this. This is you can't make this up. Listen, I just talked to Londa today. She getting ready to drop the book. She said March 27th, she finna drop the book. Me and her finna work on something. We finna try to make something big happen, with some of the stuff she's talking about in the book. But yeah. So I got the picture sent off today, my dude.
Okay. The cover, I drew the cover.
Yeah, that's what she said. And then she said she got some other stuff drawn, so that's what she was calling me. Well, I called her to ask her your state number because I didn't know the state number when I got to send the pictures off. Okay.
Yeah. So that's what's up. Yeah, that dang it. I had hit her and told her that she see if she can collaborate with you, and you know what I'm saying. Y'all both sent about 40 a piece this week. You know what I'm saying. She said she would be about the end of the week. You know what I'm saying. So you
Okay.
know,
I'll
yeah,
keep in. Listen, what I do is I keep in touch with her, and I'll give it to her for like the next time. You
yeah,
dig what I'm saying?
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, but listen,
yeah.
I'm on my way to work. I gotta finish off the podcast. I love you, my dude, and I'm gonna hit you in a minute. Well, you hit me
You
back
too.
like probably like later on, in the daytime because I'm working third shift.
Okay, okay, most definitely.
All right, one,
All right, stay up, one.
one. Yeah. So that's my people's down in the joint. You know what I mean? I had to do that. Can't make that shit up. So yeah, that's love. So the other side of the game, what was we saying? Um, we're going into these years where to me, I'm just making everything count. From here on out, it's like everything I do is gonna be funky. And I mean, I'm talking about uh I went out to LA. I had a dope time. First of all, I got a cousin out there, uh, Boogie. He from Nap. He from the hood in Nap. Now, this cousin particularly, that's from the hood. I think all of the family, I think I speak for our whole family when we say we so proud of this guy right here. Because we got some people that's doing some successful things. Like we done had like Mike, he was a dog with the boxing. Him and Asali, they could have been champions of the world. They were so cold with the boxing and stuff like that. And Little Dooney, me and JG on the music thing. Everybody knew what happened to me in the ATL. I dropped the ball on that on the record deals and blew 3 record deals. JG and them was nice. They did some things. His son Dooney 7 6, he going crazy like with the music thing. But we come from Indianapolis, and we grew up in the hood. But Boogie grew up at on 24th and Delaware. He in the hood, and so his hood used to actually beef with my block. My cousin Cowboy the Great, the one that was on, and Lil Ronnie and them that was on. Big D and Mike D. They used to beef with 16th Street. I'm saying all of this to say that Boogie was different. Boogie, people might have called him a square back in the days because he was always like a nerd. Like he was the one that honor roll, valet Victorian. You know what I mean? And so he's always been on top of his square. Like when I was in Atlanta back in '96, he was in college. And so he came down and did New Year's with me. And so during this time, man, he was just broke boogie, sleeping on the floor. We going out to clubs and stuff like that. He was in college. He was struggling, but he was never like me. I'm like JD. You dig what I'm saying? JD taught me how to dress. I come up under his wing. He been having like Lexuses on Dubs back in the '90s. Let me wear his jewelry to high school. So I mean, he birthed me into this flyboy type style, and I love it. I wouldn't take it. I wouldn't change it for the world. But Boogie, on the other hand, valet Victorian, nerdy type dude. Don't care nothing about no shoes. Don't care nothing about no Nikes. No none of that. Don't care nothing about no gold. But he is smart. And when I say smart, he is smart. And so he used to work for Eli Lilly's, one of the top pharmaceutical companies in the world. And he's even working for a pharmaceutical company right now. And so the pharmaceutical company that he works for right now, he manages 2 states, Kansas and Missouri. And so, cuz also then figured out the stock market with all of these different medicines and stuff that they done came out with. And he's been messing with the stocks for over 25 years. And I ain't gonna try to put his pockets on blast, but when I say he got that, he got that. And I'm talking about, man, listen, when I was down there, that man got a Lucid. I'm talking about $115,000 electric car. The thing jumped up to like 100 in like 3 to 4 seconds. And the whole ceiling, the whole roof of the car. I was trying to put it on tape. It's like see through. And so you see like the Teslas. He was like, I didn't want the Teslas because too many people got it, and that's how he think. Most people would have jumped in like the Tesla truck with the doors popping up, like when he was taking his kid to daycare early in the morning. It's like some type of private school that was across the street. Man, I'm telling you, these people was pulling up in Porsche trucks, BMWs, and Benzes and everything, dropping their kids off, right? So I'm down here with him. And so him and his wife, they got like, dinner dates that was already set in stone before I got there. But he just setting me up with like all types of stuff. The man put me on like tour buses, like, hey, we're gonna drop you off over here. This tour bus is gonna take you through Beverly Hills, through Hollywood. You're gonna get a chance to see this and that. So that's why I was out there by myself on my birthday day, because he had to handle some business. And then me and him hooked up like later on that night. But then the night before, let me back up, the night before, they had the dinner date. LA Live is right across from Crypto Arena. And so what you basically doing is the streets is blocked off, no cars can't come through there, and so it's just so many people selling stuff like jerseys and chains, all that kind of foolishness that I got up there, the LA Lakers type of stuff. They selling all of this different stuff, and you're watching like the game in like different bars, and so people is watching the games, and they love the Lakers, bro. When I say they love the Lakers, they love the Lakers, and so it was going down there where it was just like it was love. But one thing I found out about LA that was so cool to me is that here I come out here, you know what I mean? I'm copping like tennis shoes and stuff like that. I'm trying to put on clothes, not really, you know, going like hard, but I'm trying to be fresh, you know what I mean? I'm polished a little jewelry, get out here. I want to, you know what I mean? I want to sightsee, and I want to feel like, I'm out here with these people. These people be rocking t-shirts and Chuck Taylors and Vans. They walking around in skateboard shoes and hoodies and stuff. I went to church with cousin them. The lady that got up and did the announcements had on a Laker jersey. He was just like, he told me too. He's like, man, when you go to church, they dress like this. He was like, that's the type of church we go to. But you see, when I posted it on there, they get down. And it's like out there in Cali, man, they don't really care for the flashy, flamboyant type of thing. I'm pretty sure some places where you can go where it's like that. But you know how when you go to the Shy, they got on J's. They got on nice little leather jackets. They got on jewelry. You dig what I'm saying? You go out to Nap, you're gonna see people at the mall. They out there trying to, give it they all. You go out to New York, they definitely fly out in New York. Out in Cali, they don't care nothing about that, man. They got on flip flops and all types of stuff. Rich as hell. You know what I mean? I'm riding past houses where Bentleys is just in driveways. Bentleys, Rolls Royces is just in driveways. They just driving them around the streets. That's what they do. You know what I mean? And so I was truly inspired. And so the other side of the game is this: get back in this gym, stay healthy, eat healthy, you know, and got to keep God first place. You know what I mean? That's number one. The gym and will affect God is first, family is second. Trying to tighten up the screws between family, loving on them while you're here on earth, getting me and my grandson on the same page. I might go back out there and take him, just because we need to bond, we need to click. We're not seeing eye to eye, but he's still cool. He's my dude. But, the other side of the game is like taking care of yourself, mentally, physically. Um, Making those moves. If you haven't made those moves, I'm a little bit behind schedule because I got 15 years behind the brick wall where I was just stagnant. I ain't do nothing. And so I'm giving life hell. I'm giving it everything I can give it. Uh I'm a shoe fanatic. I'm a shoe freak. Every time I go out of town, I gotta get me some shoes because I love shoes. And before I went to prison, I love shoes. I did it. Even when I when I was in prison, I used to pray and ask God, like, listen, I know I gotta be disciplined when I get out here. I can't sell dope no more. I gotta work, but can I please keep my shoes? I love shoes, and I'll never put them over like tithing, or I'll never put an expense over a bill or something that I'm supposed to do. But I love my shoes, B, and I copped a lot of shoes when I was out there. I bought like probably like 7 pairs of shoes for my birthday week, and then I bought some shoes for the lack. I needed some new tires. My tires was corroded, so that wasn't a flashy move. The tires was corroded and they was setting my sensors off. And so, if you're in a lack, you gotta have Vogues on the lack. I'm trying to chase my dad. That's how Big Arnold do stuff. He always had a clean car. And growing up, just watching him, how he drive and how he maintained his cars, that's just something that I just love about him. And it's in me. It's in JD did the same thing with his whips and his cars. Chill did the same thing. Men take care of their cars like women. Y'all cop purses. This is some manly stuff that we do. I was never a rim guy. That's not my thing. I never did that, probably because I used to sell dope and I didn't want to bring attention to myself. But I wasn't about to put the tires on the car and have to throw the factory rims on there with the tires, and they were scratched up. People have been hitting the curves or whatever. So that's neither here nor there. But that's just to say, okay, for the birthday, I kind of did a little nice something for myself for the 50 years. And that's it. Now it's back to grinding. So now we back on the other side of the game. I take the 50, you take a breather, you get out, you blow out some steam, you love life, you thank God for giving you life, and you have you some fun, and then you get back to it. So the other side of the game for me now is, man, tighten up my relationship with God. I'm about to keep reading my word. I got to start reading the Bible some more. I've been going days without reading like scriptures. I usually try to read like a chapter a day. I got to get it back on top of that. Um, my plan is to be uh, a real estate owner before this year is over with. I've been crunching some numbers, talking to my credit union, and I got some other people that's in my corner that's talking about, trying to get some investors on there. I got some things I got to do. I let a credit card kind of mess my credit up. It didn't mess my credit up, but I took a ding by closing it out. Don't ever do that. Don't ever close out a card. Pay it off, pay it down, and just leave it be. Don't ever do that. That's wise word because it hit me for a couple of points. But so the other side of the game this year, man, is I'm finna try to see if I can help some people. You know, that's one of the things. It's like in that conversation. Listen, other side of the game, a person was telling me this. Start watching the people who you hang out with. What kind of information are you getting from people? You know, if you talking to some people and they ain't got nothing and they life, they ain't even got a car, they ain't even a property owner. And I'm saying that they might not be going through a bad phase like right now. But if these is your friends and they always hurting and they ain't on nothing, how can you get any information from them? Boogie took me to the Lakers game, right? So we go to the Lakers game, and I'm talking about, man, we had some good seats. I'm talking about like up close and personal where I could just yell out and talk to like LeBron or whatever. You dig what I'm saying? We wasn't on no groupie shit like that. But meanwhile, the biggest thing that I enjoyed with sitting down with family is that when we went out to eat right before the Lakers game, we went to this little restaurant. We sat at the bar, we grabbed us some food, and he dropped some gems on me. He gave me some knowledge, and he was just like, "What is your budgeting like?" Okay. And he gave me an example, like, okay, if you get paid 65% of this goes to, whatever your bills is going to be and whatever you're going to do. But are you taking like a 35% and you saying, I'm not going to touch this? I don't care what goes down unless I'm into like something. I'm just not going to touch that. And he was just like telling me how he was doing like moves like this and how he did the little stock thing. Now, you know what I mean? I'm finna send him some of my paperwork from my like 401k so he can give me some knowledge on how to do this and that. But I'm telling it to y'all because I'm 50. Don't wait until you get 50 to start making these type of moves. Start making these moves like right now. Start figuring out what your 401k gonna be like, if you're gonna what your retirement fund is gonna look like, your life insurance, if your kids is gonna be straight if something happened to you. Um, who is in your circle? Do you got some good people that's feeding into you? Can you learn something from them? Man, don't be around a bunch of fools where you ain't learning nothing from them, and y'all constantly just sitting around chilling, getting high, playing video games and drinking. I'm not throwing shots, but what I'm saying is a dude said this, and take it for what it's worth. Let me take off my glasses because this is a true statement, and I'm gonna end with this. He says, by the time you turn 50, your face will show the real you. Okay, so you look at me in my face, right? He says, by the time you 50, your face will show the real you. So if you've been drinking and drugging for like years, when you look at somebody at their 50s, when you look at them in their face, you can see exactly what they've been doing with their life because it's going to show. Now, some people going to get some bags because it's hereditary or they just work third shift and they up late night. But when you look in some people's face, man, you can kind of tell what kind of life they got, what kind of life they've been living and what they've been doing. If they smiling, if they mean, if they grumpy, if they this and they that. So I don't know. You might not be a 50 ball, but keep that in mind. When you hit 50, your face is going to tell you who you are and what you're doing with your life. I just hope that when you get to this age, you got it figured out. You know who you are and you know what you got to do to hopefully sell out these last couple of years in peace. Protect your peace, man, and do something, man, that's memorable. Me, I want to leave a legacy. I ain't just here for no reason. I ain't God didn't just create me for nothing. I'm just not mediocre, fam. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. I'm not mediocre. I'm finna do great things. And I mean that by helping other people, by doing something, by going and telling people my story, what happened to me, how I got locked up, what happened, how being locked up, how it changed my life, how I move and groove. If I can love you, how can I show you to be a better you? If you can hang out with me and get any type of advice or any type of love, that's all I'm about, man. And that's the bare truth. I ain't out here hating on nobody. Um, I ain't out here beefing. I ain't got smoke with nobody. I just want to just wake up every day and just give it 100%. A lot of people say 150, 1,000. No, 100%. I'm gonna give it 100 every day. And I'm gonna try to just live and laugh and enjoy life. People that's in my circle, if you come around me, I hope that we can eat good food, have good conversations, man, and just enjoy life and love on each other. And that's it. And that's all I got for y'all because now I got to go punch the clock. I got to go out to craft. And I don't like craft. You dig what I'm saying? I'm not a factory worker, man, but right now, it's a nice little check. And so I'm gonna go get that check, you dig? But listen, man, I love y'all. Thank y'all for the birthday shout outs. That was dope. I appreciate it. I'm grateful. I don't take nothing for granted. I'm not arrogant or trying to be flamboyant when you see me doing my thing. I just been working hard. Shout out to Jeff Cribbs because he said that, man. He was just like, bro, you've been doing your thing, and he know what I do. He know where we come from, and he know what's up. Shout out to Lil Ronnie, Cowboy, and them. They know being on 16th Street, there was some times that we didn't even know if we was gonna make it to 50. So the very fact that we 50 is a blessing. So man, I love y'all, man. I swear I do. And thank y'all for everything. Thank you for tapping into the bare truth. Hopefully, people on the Instagram got a chance to catch me today. I finally learned how to do that. So on Instagram, we're gonna try to do that. We're just trying to build this podcast, man. And I'm gonna see y'all like next week, man. God bless y'all.